Sorry, I gotta do this at the beginning of all of my videos. And I gotta get the screen region up for the chat. Alright. Ooh, that webcam quality though is not too good. Oh well, okay. Let's go ahead and add a screen region. Oh, there's Force. Force always manages to... Hello, Force, how are you? Always manage to jump into... Oh, wait, that's an old chat, that's why. Is it a... Hello, Vader Bellotto, Brazil? Hello from Brazil, maybe? So I'm sorry guys, the stream will get started in a moment. I'm just trying to add a screen region, and it's not being happy about that, so let's give this a shot. Oh, cool, yeah, Brazil. Yep, I don't know any Portuguese, but I know a little bit of Spanish. Alright, screen capture. Let's try this. It's still black. Why is it black? Okay, well, I guess I won't be able to bring up chat for you guys. I'll just go ahead and get started. But, yeah, I was going to bring up the chat so you guys could see your own chat. But anyway, so this video I'm just going to be doing kind of nerdy stuff. I'm probably not going to... Oh, when I stream Battlefront, it's going to be to my Twitch channel, not to my YouTube, because the problem is... Oh, the camera face me. The problem with YouTube is it uploads while you're streaming, and so it kind of nukes your connection speed, and so I notice that there's a bit more lag. I get lag spikes when I'm playing while we're streaming to YouTube, so I only stream to Twitch. So Twitch streaming, that will be all gameplay. Again, it's just manphalanges. It's just like my YouTube, twitch.tv/manphalanges. My YouTube channel, the streams here are things that I, probably stuff like this using my webcam. Yeah, I need to live stream more often because I play Battlefront quite a bit, and I don't know. The thing is, I don't know why I don't live stream. I honestly don't know. So if that's something you guys want to see, Cookie CST, hello Cookie. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know. But something I want to say in this video for sure is, so I'm at about 472 subscribers, which is phenomenal. I don't think I would get this I think it's Spathy's popularity that's rubbing off on me, honestly, because he plays all these matches with me, and then people go from his channel over to mine. So anyway, with that, at 500 subscribers, I'm going to kind of cheat off of him. I got permission from him, but for his 1,000 subscriber video, he did a Q&A, just answering questions that people had asked him. And I asked if I could do the same thing, and he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So for 500 subscribers, I want to do a Q&A. So that means I need questions to answer, which means you guys need to post in the comments any sort of questions. They can be, they could be about Star Wars Battlefront. They could be about other games. They could be about me personally. They could be about, I don't know, like all the other content that I have on my YouTube channel. You could ask like, what's the most embarrassing video you have, or like, what did you have for breakfast? Anything like that. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Go nuts with it. I'm not as good as Spathy at like just talking while streaming, so it helps to have questions that prompt a response from me. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So basically, I'm gonna do a video on this, but the mouse that I currently use is a very heavily, it doesn't look like it, but is a very heavily modified Logitech G400S internally. At least I think it's a G400S and not a G400. I honestly don't remember. But I've done all sorts of mods, including lift-off distance lowering, different scroll wheel, the coding instead of being a, see how this one is shiny and this one's not shiny? That's because I took all the rubber coating off of this. Anyway, I've done so many mods to this. I even like got rid of all the black on here, so it's just silver. Red scroll wheel, button customization. Point is, I'm going to be doing the same because I have, if I can show you guys, I have had a total of 3 Logitech G400s and then an MX510. So with all these extra mice, I've been using them for kind of spare parts and to mod. And so I want to make kind of a backup G400, and this one's going to be a little bit different. So this one is currently, the mods I have done to it are, the clicks are all lightweight clicks, all the switches, and then I've also reduced the weight of the mouse itself. I think by default these weigh around 104 grams or something, and I think I got this down to like 92 by removing weight and stuff. And then I also, you can see how shiny the feet are. That's because I polished those as well. So I'm going to be doing stuff like that, but I'm going to do something a little bit differently. I'm going to try some different cutting, and I'm actually debating, because it's a really big mouse, and the way I grip it is I don't always touch the back end of the mouse here. I'm actually debating literally cutting off the butt and just having it bare back there so that I'm more fingertip gripping, which is theoretically better for aiming. So I don't know. I have three G400 mouse shells, actually 4, because my MX510. So I figure why not. Yeah. So I mean, the thing is, I repair mice. So like all these mice that I have, I didn't like spend $40 on each of these. In fact, I think one of them I got for only like $7 on eBay, and that's because I always search for mice that are broken on eBay, and oftentimes it's really simple things like double-click issues or a frayed cable, and those things, for double-click fixing, these are all my micro switches that I have harvested from other mice. So you can see I have a wide variety, and then these are cool. These are 3D printed cases that I made that hold the switches. So I have a lot of replacement parts, so I can repair stuff. So yeah, man, I have tons of stuff. What mouse pad do you recommend? I have the Razer. Vader from Brazil asks, I have the Razer Chroma, but I'm not pleased with it. My mouse is a bloody 7. Okay. Well, I personally use. I'll show you guys. Well, you know what? I'll do you one better. Glorious XSL Extended. So I actually use basically what's called a desk pad. It's huge. I'll give you guys a. There you go. So this is the one that I use. Let me move this over. All right. Oh, I should get rid of this. Sorry. And just remove. Whoops, that was the wrong thing. Okay. Hold on. I'll get better at this someday. There you guys go. This is the one that I have. It goes on sale on Amazon quite a bit. It's a desk pad, so it's huge. Like, if you want to see in my webcam. Like, that's how, here's the size of my hands. The thing is, it's huge. And the reason for that is I play at fairly low sensitivity. Oops, sorry. This is going to sound bad. I play at low sensitivity, so I'm moving my mouse a lot if you watch my videos, and I want to have a lot of space to be able to move around. And then on top of that, it also just looks good. Okay, see ya, Cookie. So yeah, I'd recommend like that kind of mouse, like any sort of mouse pad that what you guys should check out. I'll go ahead and leave this in the chat, but oops, I spelled that wrong. But Rocket Jump Ninja on YouTube, he does mouse and mouse pad and other like gaming stuff reviews, and he's a phenomenal player at Quake, and he has a very good knowledge of the good products that are out there. You know, if you go on some random YouTube channel and you look at a review for a mouse pad, they'll give you a very fluffy review, one that doesn't really tell you how it actually performs. So I would highly recommend checking out Rocket Jump Ninja. He also recommends this mouse pad. It's a nice fine weave. It's more of a control weave, so there's a little bit more friction. It's more like medium. Can you critique my gameplay? I will post a comment in your newest video. Yes, A2 the Muzz Gaming, you can do that. Just let me know ahead of time. I'll probably be able to figure it out, honestly, but let me know if it's console or PC gameplay, just so I know what it is going into it. And yeah, as soon as that's uploaded, post the comment, and I will do it. Gameplay critiques are very easy for me to do, so I encourage you guys to send them in. Yeah. So really just, alright, this might get a little loud. Really just with a mouse pad, the important thing is just having one that suits your preference. Oh, before I do this, I'll just show you guys. Here's the bottom of a G400, and you can see I drew lines inside of it, and I'm going to be cutting along those lines just because I know where I need to cut, because I need to keep like the sensor here. I need to keep some of the screw mounts like there and up there, so I can't cut those off to make it lighter weight. Oh, and I will go ahead and weigh this to see how much weight we reduce. Go to grams. 23 grams. I'm on PS4. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just say in the say when you write the comment, say that you're on PS4, just so I know. Because like one of the things is I know like with auto aim, you guys on the consoles, you guys got to do like a quick tap zoom in order to get it to lock on. Like even before critiquing your gameplay, I don't know your skill level because I'm not familiar with you as a player, but I would highly recommend watching some of the tournament gameplay from console players, because then you can see kind of a lot of the strategies and tricks that console players use. Because you can't do certain things on the console that you can on the PC. Like for example, on consoles you can't really combat roll to the extent that you can on the PC. PvP. I like that name, PvP. Hello, PvP. How are you doing today? I personally am doing very well because it's a Friday. I don't know, you guys. For you guys, for me, it's 12:25 p.m. So it's just afternoon here in Michigan, in the United States. So I don't know what all you guys are doing up. Maybe you're all a different region. You can flick roll on the PS4. Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. Yeah, like the main problem is the sensitivity settings on a controller. You can, like you can roll really easily if you set it to high sensitivity. I mean, you can still roll at lower sensitivity. I'm just saying it's a lot easier at higher sensitivity, but then that makes aiming really hard. Whereas on the PC, I have this big old mouse pad that I can use. so I can do both fine aiming and large flick movements if I want to. Well, PvP asks, will I upload Battlefield 1 gameplay? Well, first of all, I probably will. I don't want to commit to it, though, because honestly, I'm not buying Battlefield 1 when it first comes out. I'm going to wait a little bit before, I want to see what reviews have. I mean, I'm sure that the reviews are already pretty much out there. But more, I really want to have people to play it with. Because I'm not... Honestly, I love games, but I'm not like a hardcore gamer. I usually just find one or two games that really suit my fancy, and then I just play those a lot. I don't really... I'm not the kind of guy who has a collection of a million games. So Battlefield 1, we'll see. I know Spathy has some gameplay up. And my cousin, Outboard6, who's also in Meh with us, I know they're both going to get it when it comes out. So I don't know. Something I'm scared about Battlefield 1 is it ends up being, like, not really any better than Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. Like, even Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, I think, is better. I have more hours played on Battlefield 3, but, like, honestly, Battlefield 4 is just, like, a more polished, different guns, different maps Battlefield 3. It's pretty much, like, the mechanics are fundamentally exactly the same. So... So I don't know about Battlefield 1. Denmark at 6 p.m. Oh, well, hello from Denmark. You know, something that I really that I really admire about other countries is, like, here you guys are from different countries listening to me speaking English on a live stream. And, like, you're so familiar with the English language that works for you. Like me, I know a little bit of Spanish, but I couldn't listen to a native Spanish speaker for, like, an extended period of time. I wouldn't know what they're saying. I don't know, it's just, like, here in the US, a lot of people take language classes, but it's just, like, you just do it because you can. You don't really do it because there's any need or... Yeah, there's no really need for you to, but... I swear you have, like, a million mice, man. Oh, you don't even know. I have... Oh, you guys can't see it, but I have way behind me. I have a huge box of mice, and then I mean, if you just want to see on my desk right now, I also have... Here's a Logitech G100S. Final Mouse 2016 Classic Ergo. Microsoft Wheel Mouse Optical. This is actually one of my favorite shapes. I really, really wish... I really want to mod the heck out of one of these and put, like, a G100 sensor and stuff in here. Someday. And that doesn't even... I have so many more around me, too. Where do you get all the money for the mice? Out of all the mice I own, I've only actually paid retail price on 2. Logitech G500, Logitech G700. And I ended up selling the G500, so I got money back for that. But my G700, I paid, I think, like $60 for it from Best Buy. And I used that mouse for, like, 4 years. Like, I actually am at the... Like, the micro switches in that have about a 10 million click lifetime. I'm actually at about 10 million clicks because they're starting to fail. So I got my money's worth out of that. All the other mice I buy used from eBay. Most of the mice I spend under $15 for. Some of them I spend under 10. This one I actually did pay full price for, but I think this was only like $15. So, and I mean, part of it is I justify it because I do mouse videos, sort of, so it makes sense. Like all the EE3 rapid fire testing that I did, I needed a large collection of mice to do that. Yeah. But how do you not get the retail price? Yeah, like eBay. I buy used. Thing is, like I was showing other viewers, I think Emerald, you're new here, so I'll show you. These are all the micro switches that I have. So a lot of mice on eBay that are, broken or 4 parts, so they're being sold at a discount, they have a double click issue with the clicks. I can just replace one of the switches and fix the double clicking issue. So because I have so many spare parts, it's not really a problem. On top of that, like I have here's a bunch of other spare parts from mice. You have like wheel encoders. These are the things that the scroll wheel goes inside of. Sensors, light gates, more light gates, resistors, capacitors. So I can really repair anything. That, and I also have a 3D printer, so even if like the shell is broken, like the plastic housing of the mouse is broken, I can probably 3D print a new one. Would you watch my gameplay? I don't like watching other people's gameplay. I'm sorry. I analyze too much, and I usually cringe when watching other people play just because I'm like, oh, you're gonna die there. Yep, you died. So if it's a gameplay critique, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Spanky Gaming. Q&A. How old are you? I am 21 years old. I am currently a senior in college, if that puts that in perspective. Born in 1995. So I'm a millennial. SWBF gameplay. Yeah, like I said, Spanky, I'll watch it if it's like a gameplay critique, but if it's straight up gameplay, I probably won't be able to. And A2 the Muzz Gaming also asks, and who don't you? I'm guessing you're asking why don't I use heroes in Star Wars Battlefront? I don't know. I don't like heroes personally. Like, okay, one of the things is they don't have regenerative health. So, like honestly, with the way the game is right now, with Bacta, Adrenaline Stim, and Bodyguard, um, pretty much the only things that are killing me are one-hit kill weapons: Briar Pistol, Smart Rocket, Pulse Cannon. If you watch a lot of my Sabotage gameplay, um, it's like seriously like 25% of my deaths are Briar Pistol right now, and that's because Briar Pistol just cuts through everything. Like if you're level 3 Bodyguard and you have Bacta, you can tank. You can be on top of a thermal imploder when it blows up and still have 30 health. You can be on top of a proximity bomb and still have 50 health. So, like with a hero, though, that stuff chips away at your health. So that's one reason why. But more importantly, it's just because I don't like using heroes because I kind of view them as a bit of a handicap. They're a little bit too easy for, you know, they're a handicap. If you're a bad player, you go grab a hero token and you're basically guaranteed at least 3 kills, even if you're really bad. I do really want to try Bosk though because of his regenerative health. I think that would be, I think that'd be pretty ridiculous. Yeah, so any of you guys who are watching, you guys can ask. I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm going to be doing a Q&A video for my 500 subscriber thing, kind of like what Spathy did for 1,000 subscribers. So you can either ask the questions in the chat now and I'll answer them, or you can comment in the video comments here, and I can say your question directly in a video that will be uploaded. Let's see. Let me read some of the questions here. So yeah, Spathy plays Battlefield 1. What's the biggest difference playing first person between Battlefield 1 and Star Wars Battlefront that you notice? Oh, that's a good question, Vader. I mean, fundamentally, third person shooters have peeking, so that's like a big difference. Whereas like my slicing the pie video, like honestly, slicing the pie isn't. It's useful in third person shooters, but not nearly as much as in first person. So like I don't know. There's just certain skills that are played differently. Battlefield 1 still plays similarly to Battlefront though. Like if you were to play Star Wars Battlefront in first person, it basically plays like a slightly more aggressive Battlefield game. Let's see. I've been wanting to ask, is the G403 good? It's a fantastic mouse from what I've seen. I would again go watch Rocket Jump Ninja's video on it. It uses a great sensor. It is a Logitech product, so you know you have the Logitech customer support backing it. Yeah, as far as EE3 rapid firing, I've done some more extensive testing, and this is going to be a video in the future, but what I found out is click latency doesn't equal good EE3 rapid firing. It's kind of like there's something on mice, on any switches, on any like circuit board like this here, that's called debounce. So basically, if you think on like a very microscopic scale, right? If you are going to press a button and you're gonna like make 2 points contact each other to complete an electrical circuit, okay? When they complete that electrical circuit, that registers like a button press or a key click, like on a mouse, right? But the thing is, like, if you break it down into just milliseconds, when you press that button, oftentimes the switch vibrates a little bit, kind of like that, registering multiple key clicks. And even though to you, you only hear like the one click of you pressing the button, on a microscopic scale, it might complete the circuit like 3 or 4 times just with one press. And so built into the logic boards on mice is something called debounce, which is basically the processor will, when it sees a key press, it'll wait a couple milliseconds and it won't listen for any of those key presses a couple milliseconds after the first press. That way, if it bounces a few times, it ignores all those bounces and it only registers one key press. Well, the thing is, when it comes to EE3 rapid firing, I think the debounce is, again, this is going to be a future video because I still need to do more testing, but the debounce time, the lower the debounce time, the more likely you'll get like double click issues with your mouse, but it'll also be better at rapid firing. And mouse debounce times, there's something that's built into the logic board. It's part of the firmware, the code that goes onto the mouse. So that's why debounce and click latency, like, they aren't the same thing. They're similar in that, if I press a button on my mouse and it has to go through, the processor has to think about it, the sensor has to read it, all these things, then it goes through the cable. A lot of mice are around 20 milliseconds, okay? And if you add debounce on top of that, if you're adding that wait timer, you're adding, 4 or 5 milliseconds. So that brings up to like 25 milliseconds click delay. So in that case, yes, there is a correlation between click latency and EE3 rapid firing, but that doesn't mean causation. I think the causation is actually debounce time. And I'm talking about all this because you mentioned, is the G403 good? And that's because modern Logitech mice, they have a very low click latency, which is good, but they have a higher debounce time, which is bad for EE3 rapid firing. It's better for other things because it means that your mouse is less likely to get double click issues. But it's the older Logitech mouse, like the G400, not the 403, not the 402, the G400, the first like 400 series. Those are the ones that are good. The G500, G600, G700, they're all phenomenal for EE3 rapid fire, just because whoever was the programmer at Logitech, they decided to go with a really, really low debounce time for the switches. So yeah, that will be a future video in and of itself. But if you play other games, the G403 is phenomenal. If you just play Battlefront like me, then you're going to want a mouse where you can rapid fire the EE3 easily. All right, so that was a long question, but I had to say that. Let's see, what else? Can I play Star Wars Battlefront? I will not be playing Star Wars Battlefront. I am only going to be doing this stuff. When I stream to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/manphalanges, that's when I do gameplay. I don't do gameplay on YouTube because YouTube uploads it at the same time, so my connection gets nuked, so I lag while I stream to YouTube. I will only stream gameplay to Twitch. Can the G502 do EE3 rapid fire? Yes, it can, but it's not one of the best. Again, it's one of the newer Logitech mice, so it's not the best, but it's still good. Like I said in the rapid fire video, something that still holds true in that video is like 25% of your ability to rapid fire is based on the mouse you use, but like the large majority of it, like 75% of it, comes down to your clicking pattern. Really, you can rapid fire with any mouse, you just need to get the right click timing. And a lot of people just spam the click, or they click too slow, or they click too irregularly, and you need to do a constant kind of medium fast click speed. About that fast. You should play 2v2 and pick whoever you want. Who would you pick? Spathy's a really good complement to my playstyle. Like, he and I are both like really, really strong players, but on top of that, he's a very complementary player to my playstyle because I'm a lot more aggressive than he is. And so I know if you watch in some of our tournament matches, you'll see he kind of is backing off and picking out people, and I am too, and then I'll make the first move inward, and then he kind of follows behind me, and I'll take out, 1 or 2 guys, and then maybe I'll die, but because he's hanging back, I'm able to get a partner spawn on him, and then go in again. And so it's this kind of cycle of, I mean, that's a big strategy. If you're the kind of person who uses shotgun or some sort of really aggressive loadout, pick a partner who is still going to stay in the action, but they're going to stay enough out of it where you can keep on spawning in and throwing yourself at the objective. Play SWBF, please. Now, no. Which Logitech mouse is the best for EE3? Any of the older Logitech mice. G402, G403, or G502. They are pretty much all the same for rapid firing. They all use the same debounce time. So I have only tested the G502, and Spathy has the G402, and they work, and like they're better than most mice, but they're not up there with the... If I had to give them a rating out of 10, if 10 is perfect, if 10 is like a G400, and like 9 is SteelSeries Ikari, I would say like G502, G402, G403, those are probably around 6 or 7 out of 10. With like 5 being the average, of course. I would rate a lot of Razer mice at like 5. Okay, continuing on with the questions. I watched the tourney games. Do you think SSP is too defensive? No. Um, I think if you watch the tourney games, he always is set to a defensive role, and that's because we need. He is a very strong defensive player. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront in and of itself is a very defensive game, but from what we found from playing cargo matches, at least for 4-on-4, it's good if Spathy and I are offense, because being offense is harder, so you want your strongest players on offense. Honestly, though, when it comes to like cargo, SSP is probably in terms of like game sense, he's I don't know about Spathy, but I know he's better than I am in terms of like cargo game sense. Kind of understanding the flow of how cargo spawns work and whatnot, just because I haven't played as much as him. That's his favorite mode. I don't think he's too defensive. Also, if you watch a lot of, if you guys should go check out like other map players. Like if you guys like mine and Spathy's content, like all the Motu guys that we play with, all the Mag guys, they all have YouTube channels. Dace actually has some gameplay critique videos. If you guys want a second opinion other than mine, you guys can submit gameplay critiques to him and he can give you some insight. But SSP's channel, he has a couple montages. He uses the DLT-19X a lot, which is you kind of have to be defensive when you use that gun, because if you miss, you're screwed. So, would you recommend the G400? Completely. G400 and SteelSeries Ikari are my two top recommendations for Star Wars Battlefront mice. I have an MX518 and a G502, currently building a gaming PC for Star Wars Battlefront. Nice, Greg. Cool. MX518. MX518, for you guys not familiar, it's the same exact mouse. Pretty much, sensor's a bit different, but shape-wise, it's the same mouse as the G400. And actually, the MX518 is one of the better mice for rapid firing, too, because it has a really low debounce time. The problem is it has a 125 hertz polling rate instead of a 1000 hertz polling rate. So it only polls for the mouse clicks every 8 milliseconds, whereas on this it polls every 1 millisecond. So they do rapid fire, not as good though. They feel like occasionally, if you get the click timing right, they feel just the same as a G400. But because of that 8 millisecond response time, there is like sometimes it can be very inconsistent. Yeah, both fantastic mice, Greg. Thanks for sharing. The G403 and G402 are the same. No, I don't think so. You should Google that. I think the G403 uses a better sensor. The G402 still uses a great sensor, though. Also, I think the 402 is older and it's a different shape. Could you message me on Discord, Phalanges? I'm TTG Jackio. Not while I'm streaming. Maybe message me in a little bit, Jackio. I can talk to you more then. I just want to keep this. I don't want the stream to turn into just you and me talking to each other for the entire time. Will you stream Star Wars Battlefront 1? Asks Gladbach. Whatever. Battlefield 1, if I get it, yes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it yet. Waiting on other people's opinions. I know my cousin and fellow member Outboard 6, he's going to be getting it, and Spathy already has it. SSP's aim is really good. Yeah, I know. SSP is like, out of all of the people that we play with in Meh, I think myself and Spathy are probably the top in our clan, if I had to say, with second place going to, like, I don't know, Fury and Vicious. They're both really fucking good, but I just don't play with them enough. But I know SSP is really hard. He's one of those guys that I remember doing some pugs with him over the summer, like in late August, and I remember just doing a cargo pug with him, and like I chased after him because I was like so confident I could get the kill, and he just destroyed me, and I was like, huh, I wasn't expecting that. I like didn't remember him being that good. Yeah, SSP's improved a lot. That's for sure. Why can you build mouses? I don't know what exactly you mean by that. Why can you build mouses? Because I can. What? I sub to a lot of other Mad modes, you guys. Good, yeah. Yeah. Dace recently posted. He recently posted gameplay with him and I playing Sabotage, and that was. I don't know. That was entertaining to watch. He and I play a lot of Sabotage, as you guys can. Let me know if you guys are getting sick of. I know you guys are all like, do a game with a hero or do a game using some shitty gun, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to. I don't know. If you guys bug me enough, I'll probably do videos like that eventually. But I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna go play like a public match, I want to stomp the shit out of all the bad players. You know, I don't want to force myself to use a bad gun. But I know that's like you guys want to see something different. I know, so it's just a matter of convincing me. Why Strike Bomb is salty? I killed him 3 times in a row and he got really mad with me. Dude, nice job, Vader. The Strike Bomb guys, honestly, I don't really talk to them anymore. They were like 2 of the original members. They joined Meh back in like April. No, March. Meh was founded in late February and they joined in like March. And I don't know. The thing is, they don't really play pugs with us. They don't really play. I don't know if they've even participated in any competitive games. Maybe in like the first drop zone tournament, but I don't know. Don't take it the wrong way if the Strike Bomb guys get mad at you. They're honestly they kind of do their own thing. They don't really talk to any of the other Meg guys or Motu guys for that matter. So if they say some dumb shit, just ignore it. What do you have to do to get into Meh? Right now we're kind of not recruiting because Dace Bonearm brought up a little while ago. He was spectating the first Droid Run tournament match that we did, in which we played ES, which is one of the top. They're honestly one of the better European teams, and we smoked them 100% to 0 both games. In fact, the first game we won it in under 3 minutes. So after watching that, he was kind of saying, "Yo, Mez pretty stacked. Like, it's kind of making tournaments not as fun because we have all the good players." And I think the main thing at fault is to blame is that Star Wars Battlefront just doesn't have a large competitive community on PC. It's like literally 50 people. That's it. But he brought up a good point. Like, we have 13 people on our roster for Met, and most tournaments are only 4-on-4 or 5-on-5. So we honestly don't even need, like, 13 people is plenty. So I don't really think we're looking to recruit. However, we really want there to be more American teams. So if you are interested in competitive play, get on the Discord that we have and meet some people and start a clan, please, because we're really tired of playing the same 5 clans over and over again and having the same exact results. But in other words, to like answer your question directly, what do you have to do to get into Meh? We have 3 requirements. Number one is you have to be a good player. Like, if you're playing public games, you should be getting first place consistently. Top kills, top objective score kind of stuff. Second thing is you need to want to be able to play competitively. You have to. We don't. That's like kind of the problem with the Strike Bomb guys. They're good players, and they're like fun to play with, but they don't really want to play in tournaments. And so they're on our 13-man roster, but not really. Like, they haven't played anything with us since like April, honestly. So they're like sort of in the clan, but not really. And then the third thing, which is the most important, is you need to have a desire to get better at the game. That's the thing that sets all of Meh apart from other clans, I think, is every single one of us, you know, before matches, we will like warm up and we'll do things and we'll discuss strategies and we'll talk about, we'll do pugs with other clans and we'll say like, oh, you probably should have done this here instead of this. You have to have a desire to get better at the game because that's what kind of drives competition, right? Otherwise we'd all be still using bowcaster and jetpack like we did in the beta. So yeah. How many members are in Meh? 13. I wish I could join Meh, but my ping is so high and I'm not American. Yeah, dude, there's some Brazilian, I forgot the name of it. There was some Brazilian team that was yeah, I know for Brazil, you guys don't have like servers. You guys got to play in like North American servers. It's pretty gnarly. But there are some Brazilian. There's like one Brazilian team out there. If you go on the PC recruitment thread in Star Wars Battlefront forums, I think there's a Brazilian team that's recruiting there. You should make a Walker Assault. I'm guessing that's what you mean by WA. I have some Walker Assault gameplay videos on my channel. You need a basis to build something like this, don't you? I'm sorry, Gladbach. I don't entirely understand your question. You need a basis to build something like this, don't you? Are you talking about like mice stuff? To build a mouse, what I'm doing is I'm just taking apart one. I'm actually not really building it. I'm just cutting it up to make it lighter weight. My kill death average is 4.53. Is that good? Yeah, that's very good. That's most of the people that we play with, we have a spreadsheet which will be in the video description of this video, I think. And in that spreadsheet, you can see the average KDRs of all the players. For Meh, I think our average is like a 3.6. But for everyone that we play with collectively, like everyone who does pugs and whatnot, I think the average is a 2.5 something. So it's still really high. So 4.53 is really good, Can you check out my channel? Maybe another time, A2 the Muzz Gaming. I'm European and I'm bad, but I practice every day. Well, that's good. Definitely, I mean, I know that like Matt and Motu, we're both American, but we play with a lot of European guys. It just tends to be a bad time for them, Like, Vicious played with us all the time over the summer, but he would stay up till like 5 in the morning playing, which, for us is like 11 p.m. at night. So, but like, I can even check Discord right now for you, and I can see. Yeah, like right now, Spathy and HDD Mod are both online, and for you, it's only 7 p.m. in Europe, so. Okay, CA Imperial. 2.54 is still a pretty good KD. Yeah, KDs are fun to talk about, and they probably are, out of all the things that convey skill, they're probably the closest, but they're not perfect. Perfect example is Matt Patero Tactical. I don't know if you guys know this, but he only has like a 1.6 KD. But if you go watch his most recent montage, I'll post his channel in the chat here. If you guys go check out that YouTube channel, he only has a 1.6 KD, but he doesn't play like it. He plays a lot better. In fact, Patero is like a really fucking good player. So KD isn't everything. I mean, it's, you know, as much as people are like, KD means nothing. Okay, well, you're lying, because on average, a player with a 2.5 KD will outplay a player with a 0.8 KD. You know, that's how the game goes. But it's certainly not perfect, you know? It's not like a linear relationship. I'm getting a lot of reports. I'm worried. Don't be worried. Think of how many reports myself and Spathy have gotten. I'm pretty sure in the EA terms of use is after you get reported and stuff, they actually have to find evidence. They don't, it's not just based on, oh, people don't like you, so they'll ban you. No. Also, like, that Tesco 249 guy who got banned, people are like, oh, he's so good he got banned. No. We're all pretty sure that he was banned because he exploited glitches. Because there's glitches that, like, if you go too high in a map, like, to where it's not possible unless you're glitching or cheating, the game will automatically, like, the game reports you and, like, sends it directly to EA being like, oh, this guy just went out of bounds, like, ridiculously so. It's not legit. So there's a lot of games that have anti-cheat, anti-glitch systems like that. So that's probably what got him banned, honestly. Have you tried the TL50? Yeah, I had some gameplay that I was gonna upload with it, but honestly, it's just a frustrating gun to use because of the spread, the recoil pattern. It has low recoil, but it has high spread. So when you're aiming, when you're aiming, you know, you can keep your reticle right in the center, and the gun just kind of does this. And that makes it really frustrating. Like, if it was just recoil, you know, if it's just recoil that goes up like that, then it's like, okay, you press your mouse down to relax it, but the spread is just so wild. And then the secondary fire, I don't know, it's just not too useful. Most of my kills, you guys can see, I don't really I try to avoid overheating my blaster unless it's like I'm about to lose out on a kill. But, like, the secondary fire, I don't like having my blaster overheated because it just makes me worried that, like, what if, you know, somebody surprises me and I don't want to die while my blaster's overheated. But I do think it's not a bad gun. I was very happy with it. It's the kind of gun where, like, it's not just useless. Like, when Jabba's Palace came out, and Extraction and stuff, and they released, like, those two shitty pistols. It's like, wow, what the fuck? And, like, the pistols, they make more sense now if you use, like, Berserker, but, I don't know. If you use EE3 and Berserker, you can kill in one burst. So, there's that, too. I think kills per minute is more important and accurate than KD. Shame Star Wars Battlefront doesn't show that stat. I know, Greg, you are so right. Like, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, they had such good stat tracking, like, stuff. It was so cool. You could see your score per minute with, like, every single gun. You could see your hit accuracies. I don't know why you can't see hit accuracies in Star Wars Battlefront. It's because it's the same exact engine, so you know that they can pull the same data. They just choose not to. You're right. Kill per minute is a much better indication of of yeah. Because the thing is too, you can have a really high KD. Like I was in a sabotage match yesterday with Dace and Butane from our Axiom, and we were going ham on Walker Salt, and there was literally a guy on the other team who would just sit way in the back with a briar pistol. And at the end of the full Walker Assault match, he only had like 11 kills. This is a full. We were Imperial, so the Walker made it all the way to the end of the game, and he only had 11 kills, but he only had like 2 or 3 deaths, and that's because all he did was sat in the back and just spammed briar pistol until a shot finally connected. Like that's doing absolutely nothing for your team, but it's still a high KD technically. We have Latin America servers, but they are always empty, hard to find. Damn, that sucks. I really like that you care for your subscribers and answer all your questions on your challenge. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I do. I love interacting with you guys. Do you know Star Wars Battlefront updates? I know about them. Like, isn't Tesco like part of the staff there or something? I don't watch any of that though because, again, it's like there's the big media and then there's like everyone else, which it's like mouse reviews, right? You could go onto YouTube and you could look up some review of a G400 and they're gonna say, um, you know, it's the worst mouse I've ever used, and you're like, okay, well it works really well for me. And it's the same thing, like Star Wars Battlefront updates and those big guys, they'll talk about like, oh, I remember when they were talking about disruption being added, one of the guys was like really happy about it, and the other guy was kind of like, this might be kind of overpowered. And the simple fact that the one guy thought that it was okay just got me going like, wow, these guys are dumbasses. I mean, the thing is it's also like console gameplay is different from PC. On PC, the pre-nerf disruption back when it like overheated you for like a full like 2 seconds before you could active reload or cooling flush rather, um, that's like too much. On the PC, you typically, if you're in a one-on-one blaster fight with somebody who's actually good, you have about a half a second. You have about 500 to 1,000 milliseconds before you're dead. So disruption, disabling you for 2 or 3 seconds was just stupidly overpowered. Like shot grenade too. I had a big problem with shot grenade when that came out, just because I didn't really know how to play against it, and also because everyone was using it. And so it's like the problem was you could have a shot grenade being thrown 5 feet in front of you, and you combat roll away, and it still affects you just because the blast radius was too big. And then the penalty, even if you spam the button to get out of it quickly, you're still frozen for like 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds, which is you're dead by then. So yeah, I know like the dynamic, there's a lot more players on the consoles than there are on the PC, so it makes sense that the content that Star Wars Battlefront releases is geared more towards console gameplay, which makes sense. For you need jump pack for Rebel Depot. If you're asking if you think jetpack is necessary for Rebel Depot, I do not use it. I used to, but now I kind of realized I think a lot of pub stomping Rebel Depot matches, it is advantageous to get control of the top of the Millennium Falcon, but there's 4 different staircases that go to the top of the Millennium Falcon. You don't need a jetpack to get up there, but I can see it being useful in public games where controlling the Falcon is important. But in private matches, like pugs, like cargo and drop zone and stuff, if you're on top of the Falcon, like you're not always doing a whole lot when you're up there. You're not being super helpful. So no, I always run. If it's allowed in the match, I always run Bacta just because Bacta is way too good. And then I also run Thermal Det because I really, really like Thermal Det on Rebel Depot. I don't think I have a whole lot of Rebel Depot gameplay, but if you guys watch some newer Rebel Depot, not the older ones. The older ones I don't, but like watch the who the frick played us? The cargo tournament final match, the very final match for the BFC cargo tournament, where we played. Oh, what was the German team? Not N10. Oh my God. What are they? I'm drawing a blank there. Delta. When we played Delta, look at me and Spathy both ran grenades, and if you watch my perspective, you can see I'm using my thermal debt all the time. Players are glitchy for secondary fire. I hate when they do this because I like to play clean. Yeah, secondary fire is kind of annoying on the TL50, but I mean, whatever. It keeps people off of peeking corners, which is good. I think it does add a good dynamic to the game. As annoying as it is, like, believe me, I've had plenty of deaths from that bullshit. But I hate it because I like to play clean. Yeah, that's fine. Try the DL18 with Berserker. Yeah, I could. I mean, I don't know. Bodyguard is still so good. Like, the thing is, Berserker, it only gives you a damage buff when you are not scoped in. And then Bodyguard is, like, so powerful because Bodyguard is, you don't get damage from, you have damage reduction from all sources. So not just blaster fire, but also, like, proximity bombs and stuff. You can tank all sorts of stuff. So, Spathy is really good with the Cycler. You should use it. I want to see you use it. Okay. Yeah, Cycler is good. I'm not nearly as good with the Cycler as he is. The projectile speed is a little bit too slow for me. So, and then the bullet drop I've never gotten used to. I don't know, the thing is, it doesn't really suit my play style just because Spathy's a little bit more passive than I am. And for me, if you're looking at using the Cycler because it's an anti-shield weapon because it can go through shields, something that suits my play style better is like Ion Grenade. Because I'm a more aggressive player, it makes sense for me to run like an Ion Grenade because then it's like if I need to push an objective and there's some guy peeking behind a corner, I throw the Ion Grenade, it explodes at his feet. If he rolls away, okay, so two things happen. If I throw a grenade at him, either I hit him and he's low health, in which case now I have an advantage because I have more health than he does and I'll probably outgun him. Or a second scenario is I throw the grenade, he sees it coming, he combat rolls away. That's an opportunity for me to move forward and push on the objective because he's now moved away from his post where he was trying to defend because I made him move. So, like, Ion Grenade suits my playstyle a lot more. Cycler is better for if you're kind of staying back and trying to be more of a brick wall defense, or if you're taking shots and just kind of getting frags. I don't know. He does phenomenally with it. So I do think I have like one gameplay on my YouTube channel of me like we all use like DLT19X and Cycler in a pug just for fun. Do you think Bosk needs a nerf? No. Sort of yes. I don't know. The thing is, I haven't played against too many Bosks. The thing is, I haven't played against too many good Bosk players, which is the difference. I do firmly believe that there needs to be mechanics in games that benefit the good players more than the bad players. Like, for example, combat roll is one of those things. Like, I remember Butane was saying that he wants combat roll cooldown to be nerfed down to like 5 seconds between combat rolls, and I was like, no. Like, if you're a bad player and you don't know how to combat roll, or you can't do it comfortably or whatever, or you just choose not to, you should be penalized for that. People should have an advantage. People should be able to combat roll a lot and be very active players. And I should I should show you guys my face. Yeah, so I don't know. I think combat roll is like Bosk is one of those heroes where like you can be a terrible player and you can get Luke or Vader or the Emperor and you can die quickly, but you can take out like 10 people in the process just because lightsaber beats all. And then you have, your force choke, your lightning, you have all these easy things to use. Whereas Bosk is more like if you're a bad player, you won't last long as Bosk. So I like that aspect of it. But then if you're a good player, look at like SSP posted a game screenshot. He went 111 kills to 0 with Bosk. Spathy didn't he go like 120 or 138 to 0 or something like that with Bosk? So I do think it might be a little bit too much. But I don't know. Personally, I haven't played as Bosk, so I don't know. And the thing is, I haven't played against other good players who were using Bosk. Because I don't know how aggressive the regenerative health is. Is it like you get 5 health back on a kill? If like 5 health might be a good number, but if it's like 10 health, then I think that's way too much. So I don't know. What do you think about the scattergun? I think it's a good weapon. Unfortunately, a lot of tournaments ban it because it's DLC. I personally have I don't have any problem with the scattergun. I don't know. I think it's a good weapon. It's if you have good aim, it's worse than a cycler because the cycler will one hit kill. I mean, now that there's bodyguard, not really, but if you say pre bodyguard and pre Bacta, or if those two things are banned in a tournament, let's say, cycler is better than scattergun because at 10 meters, both of them are one hit kill. However, cycler has a much faster cooldown. Cycler cooldown is like 10 seconds, and scattergun is like 28 or something like that. And then, yeah, I don't know. Scattergun's good, though. It's a good objective weapon. Or if you're kind of a noob and you're not very good with blasters, it's good because you get 2 shots. It fires twice, so you get 2 chances to get a kill. Honestly, I wish that we would see, I don't know, maybe it's just, I play a lot of, like, Sabotage, which, I don't know, I guess maybe people just don't use the scattergun and Sabotage, but I remember, like, playing Cargo, and people used the cycler a lot there, and it was good. Like there were some times where I would be pushing on someone, and if they were using a blaster, they definitely would have died because I would have outgunned them. But they were using a scattergun, and so they took me out in one shot. So I think it's a good weapon. It's just not used that much. I've been watching your Josiah says I've been watching your critique videos and they've been very helpful. Good. That's the main focus of my channel is to provide entertaining but informative content. If you guys want more like raw entertaining videos, Spathy's probably a lot better at that because he actually uses like, he uses a wide variety of items and stuff in the game. He's a much more diverse player than I am. But I try to focus a little bit more on like having videos that teach you something. Some players just stay in corners with scattergun. Yeah, like that sucks. But then at the same time, they could also sit in the corner with a CA-87 shotgun. So no, I totally understand like your frustration, but there are strategies to combat corner campers. I mean, there's obvious ones like saying, "Oh, just run scan pulls," but like I don't know, scan pulls honestly in public games isn't one of the best cards in my opinion, unless you spam it. But it's still not bad. But there's things like tilt peeking. Like if you're thinking like rebel base, right? The cargo points in rebel base. When you get in there, there's a lot of potential for people to corner camp, and that's why when you go into one of the rooms with the cargo, what you need to do is you need to body up against the doorway. Don't go in yet, just body up against the door. Tilt your mouse so that the camera pans around and you can see the corner, and then you go back to the middle, and then you check the other side, and then it's clear, and then you go in. And then when you go in, you're not sprinting in. Because if you're sprinting in, your gun's down and you're not aiming. You want to be walking so that when you go in, you have your blaster up and ready to shoot anyone who's might be corner camping. Um, crazy carbonite freezing chamber. Oh my god, carbonite freezing chamber sabotage is just the most fun thing in the world. What's your opinion on the changes to the scout trait? Um, good and bad. First of all, it was bad because at least in competitive games, I don't know if you saw, um, Greg, but we basically all use scout constantly. Nothing else. Nobody really ran anything else because it's such a disadvantage to show up on the radar. However, SSP from our team, he made a really good YouTube or forum post about talking about the new scout and how it actually makes more sense. And I totally agree with what he says in there. Basically, what he says is the new scout trait, it does what a scout should be able to do. Like the scout trait before was sprinting doesn't show up on the radar, which makes sense. So you can flank, but it kind of turned into, oh, I'm going to run around the map and nobody's going to know where I am. And so then you would kind of get stupidly flanked sometimes in public games. And like private games, it made a lot more sense. It's like, okay, I'm going to go around and flank. And that, had its own pros and cons. You're going for a flank, which is good, but then, you're leaving your team down a guy, which is bad. But then in public games, the problem with that is you get some shitty noob player who's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I can never win any blaster fights, so I'm going to grab a smart rocket, and I'm going to spend 5 minutes flanking all the way around the map, and I'm going to kill one guy, and it'll be great. And that's what they do. And that was always kind of frustrating. And so SSP was like, before the old scout trait basically allowed you to just traverse the map without being seen, which like is cool, but he said the new scout trait, by shooting that showing up on the radar, he's like, that makes more sense, because as a scout, you should be able to be seen, but you shouldn't be able to kill with being seen. So I don't know. He made it sound very good. So I agree with him. It made us all change our play styles for a little bit, and it does allow for a little bit more diverse gameplay in competitive matches, because in competitive matches it seriously was all scout. But the problem is now it's all berserker and bodyguard, which at least is good now that it's berserker and bodyguard and just not bodyguard. But I don't know, it's not bad. And then like the sharpshooter changes were fantastic. I think that's so good. I love the sharpshooter changes. I do like, in general, the new trait updates kind of made everything more of a role. So you're not just like, Bounty Hunter was before just like, oh, I want to spam power ups. Okay. But now it's like, you want to be a tank, you get bodyguard. You want to be an offense guy, you get berserker. You want to do a lot of flanks, you get scout. You want to sit back and play, defensive sniping, you get sharpshooter. It makes more sense. I'm reading through some more of the questions here. Once I combat roll in the stairs with me and numb and fell into the abyss. Yeah, that's a bug. I don't know. It's a bug. I watch Spathy and you, pretty much the only members I watch. If you want to, Josiah, you can check out SSP and Tarot Tactical. Tarot Tactical's channel, if you scroll up in the chat, it's in here. They're both good, and they have like entertaining videos too. Like honestly, a lot of the content that I release is more focused on education. So it's not like something that you can just sit down and watch and be like, oh, that was hilarious, I also don't have any montages. SSP has like 2 or 3 montages. Tarot Tactical just did a montage. Yeah. Who are the members? I only know Spathy and Phalanges. SSP Strike Bomber. Yeah, if you guys want to see, let's see, webs. Let's see, Matt. Let me see that. Okay, this, I'm going to show you guys something, and it's not completely up to date because I haven't updated it in a while, but there's the Meta website, and that's the member list on the website if you want to see. We do have, like, if you look at the member list, I'll go ahead and change this over and zoom in for you guys. So you have me and Spathy. Noxon doesn't really play anymore. He was a good player, but you can see the original 4 members were me, Spathy, Lolly, and Noxon. Lolly still plays, but he doesn't really play competitive anymore. He has a kid now, so he's like more focused on raising a kid than playing games, obviously. Corsair, he still plays, but not very often. He plays other games now. I think he plays a lot of Overwatch. Strike Bomb and Strike Bomb, you guys are familiar with. Outboard 6 is my cousin. SSP, Remote, Patero Tactical, Fury, Yerman's Vicious. And then we also need to add Striker. E8. If you guys have ever heard of E8, they're an American cargo clan. They're really good, but they never have played any tournaments. And Striker, who was like probably their best player, he was frustrated that they were never playing in tournaments. So he left E8 and joined Meh. Striker's really good though. Turn your lamp down, please. There you go. Sorry about that. Hey, I'm back. Who are the members? There you guys go. Okay. So, sorry if my lamp is... I do kind of need my lamp to be able to see because it's... My light's off in my room. But, yeah, so... I've been talking more than I have been, like, working on this, but if you guys want to see the progress so far... That's basically it so far. Oops. You know, I should use this bit for this. Let's see. I met Fury. Nice guy. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, Fury he's German. Yep. He was on some other German team. I don't remember who. And then we played like a cargo tournament match or something against them, and that's how he met all of us, I think. At least I think that's how it went. And then his like team started being inactive, so he was like, "Hey, can I join you guys?" Do you think console players will ever be able to burst the EE3 as fast as PC players? I don't know. I don't think so, but I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, there's people in my EE3 rapid fire video who have said that they are able to burst fire the EE3 on console, so I don't know. Maybe. Do you make sport? You mean, do I play any sports? Do you know the 92 clan? I'm not familiar with them, no. I play in Eastern United States servers, so most of the people that I meet, like international players, it's from pickup games and tournaments. Battlefield 1 in Brazil is very expensive. Convert to dollar. 250 American dollars? Holy shit. Dude, that sucks. What the frick? Man, I'm sorry, Vader. That really sucks. Why would they do that? That's not even fair. Yeah, you know, that's something that we Americans don't really consider, but like giveaways and computer hardware and like popular services like Netflix and stuff. A lot of that stuff isn't really as prominent in other countries, whereas in America it's like, oh yeah, it's here, and it's like the cheapest it's ever been. Thoughts on AOD, Angels of Death, or the other? I know there's two AOD clans. Angels of Death is the American clan. They're a casual clan. So my thoughts on them is that they're a casual clan. And because they're a casual clan, I'm sure that they have some really fantastic members. But like, I know the ones that I'm familiar with are the ones who are like complete retards in the game, and they're just like rude and disrespectful. And that's just like the ones that I remember. That's probably because the more polite ones don't really talk. And also, since they're a casual clan, they do like public walker assaults and stuff. They usually, well, I don't want to say usually, but I know that they do like pub stomp and stuff. Which I mean, like our clan does too. Like all clans do that because you want to play with your friends. But I mean, it is really fun when like me and Spathy, or like me and one other guy, like Yermans or someone, when the two of us go into a like walker assault or turning point match, and there's like 8 AOD guys on the other team, and our team is like losing like crazy, and then we come into the game, and then now somehow we tied it up or something, and they're like, shit, this is bullshit, and then they'll start, and then like, even if they win that match, they'll still all leave because they don't want to face actually a challenge, you know. I mean, that's the difference with all casual clans like RGF and AOD and whatnot, is, you know, they're playing for the fun of it and not for the challenge of it, which is the difference between competitive and casual players. So obviously, if they're facing too much of a challenge, they're just gonna leave. Oh, hey, Extra Sugar. Will you get Battlefield 1? Oh, man, I'm sorry. That's like the 3rd time I've answered that. Man, you guys are really pumped to see Battlefield 1 gameplay, huh? I'm thinking about it. I don't want to get it. I don't want to, like, pre-order it, and I don't want to commit to buying it because, honestly, I really like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, and if it's really no different from those, then why would I buy a new game if I could just go play a different game and have it be basically the same? So I don't know. Spathy and Outboard 6 are both getting it though, so I might. I'm just not sure yet. When I want to have fun, I use EE4. Don't blame me, haha. Yeah, no, I use EE4 in Carbonite Freezing Chamber all the time just because it is so much fun. I should really pair it with Berserker sometimes so I one-shot people more often. Because like right now, the only time I one-shot people is when I know they're like going to come around a corner at me, and so I pre-aim their head. I don't really one-shot that often with it as much as I would like to. But it is really satisfying to just do like a click and get a kill. Just 2 clicks. Oh. Yeah, EE4 is a lot of fun. I will buy a new mouse for Christmas. What do you recommend for rapid fire and Stars Battlefront in general? I have a video on that. Check it out. It's called like my top 2 recommended mice. It's the SteelSeries Ikari and Logitech G400. Also the G400S. The G400 and the G400S are the same thing. Just G400S is like blue, and the I have them right here. This is a G400S. This is just a G400. It's the same exact shape and everything. It's just different color. So just get whatever you think is prettier. Or the SteelSeries Ikari. G400S all the way. Do you have Death Star? Yeah, I have the whole yeah, I have the season pass. The reason why I don't have any Star Wars or any Death Star gameplay is because Death Star kind of sucks. I got like, for whatever achievement it was where you need to like finish one game of that fighter. I mean, I heard that the trench run is pretty fun, but other than that, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been into flying in this game. Flying in this game is not. It kind of sucks, honestly, in my opinion. It's just. It's too arcadey feeling. It just seems like it's more just about, you know, oh, shoot a missile at this person. Oh, incoming missile, so I press this button. There's not. I don't know. I'm sure that there is strategy to it, but it's just not as diverse as what I would like it to be. It's pretty disappointing. I like the vids with the fangirls following you. I know, that was funny. Oh, Like I've had that. I used to have that happen to me all the time in Combat Arms because I was a well-known player on there, but that's the first time it's ever happened to me in Battlefront, which is funny. Hello, A2, the Muzz. I have a question for you guys. I mean, you can keep asking me questions, but I have a question for you guys. What made you subscribe to my channel? Like, was it a specific video, or was it like you knew about me through Spathy's videos, or like what brought you to my channel, and what made you want to come back? I'm guessing a lot of it is Spathy. A fun fact: I've had my YouTube channel for a long time, and for the longest time, I had about 100 subscribers, and then I started making Star Wars Battlefront videos, and I didn't really have any more subscribers, and then Spathy's channel blew up. And once that happened, my channel blew up. Like back when I had 100 subscribers, I was Spathy's like first or second subscriber, I think. I think first actually, because he had just made that channel for Star Wars Battlefront original. Well, I mean, he was gonna do other stuff on it too, but he was just like getting into it. And it was funny because back then he was, one subscriber, and I was like 100, and then now he's probably at like 1,200 by now. And I mean, even though I've grown considerably, he's grown so fast. Like, you guys just love his content, and it's awesome to see that you guys are getting so in tune to that. Because I know like it's frustrating seeing people like not so much like Tesco's not so bad, but like some of the really bad players who like just aren't good at all, but people think that they're just amazing, and they get all this publicity, and they're just not that entertaining, honestly, to watch. I don't know. It's good to see good YouTubers getting acknowledged, Your opinion on Star Wars Battlefront 2? I love Star Wars Battlefront 2. I played that a lot. Yeah. I probably had, I don't know if I had to guess, maybe like somewhere between, probably somewhere between 4 and 800 hours on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I played that a lot. That was Star Wars Battlefront 2. Star Wars Battlefront 1 was like my first online multiplayer game. Battlefront 2 was then my next. How many hours do I have played? I have, I think, 400 played on this game. Please turn down for what? I get my ass kicked by you and your friend on Bestman every now and then. Cool. Okay. Your skill and your advice. Okay. Thanks, A2. Spathy. Okay. I figured. Favorite map? Oh, Dune Sea Exchange is a lot of fun. I'm honestly not the best at it just because the spawns are a little bit too scattered. So what often happens is I clear out an area and then I get spawned behind and I die. But I really, really like the dynamic of Dune Sea Exchange. There needs to be more maps like Dune Sea Exchange. We have, like, honestly, the map design in Battlefront, it's not as bad as it could be. Like, even though, like, Endor and Sullust, for example, are both big maps, they're played way differently because Sulfur Fields, because Sulfur Fields, it's open, so you can jetpack and get high ground and stuff. Whereas Endor, there's trees, so like on Sulfur Fields, a blaster pistol doesn't really make a lot of sense, but on Endor it does. Or like a shotgun. I guess blaster pistol would be good on both, but like a shotgun, that'd be tough to use on Sulfur Fields. At first I saw you through Spathy, and then I watched you and saw that you respond a lot, so I subscribed. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad that you guys value that, because I know, like, I'll be in class, like at school, and I'll be getting emails saying, so and so commented on your video, and I'm like, oh, okay. I got like this is like the 10th email this morning, but I got to respond. So I do try to respond. I mean, it's unfortunate though. Like as my channel has grown, it's getting more and more difficult to keep up with people, and it's kind of frustrating too. It's really nice to see you guys help each other out in the comments, because it's frustrating when it's like when I'm answering the same question over and over again. When it's like, somebody will post in my EE3 rapid fire, video, you know, they'll be like, what mice would you recommend most? And so I go and I make my G409 Kari video, and I have that there, but then I still get the question asked over and over. And, you know, I'll you know, sometimes I'll link them to my videos saying, here's the 2 that I recommend, but oftentimes I don't because I get the question like 5 times. You mad bro YOLO is shit, but he makes very funny videos. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's just some gamers on YouTube, streamers that I just don't understand. There's, okay, the ones that I understand. If you're a good player, that makes sense because then people like watching you kick ass. Or if you're funny, like there's that guy like Salty Fish who does like Overwatch videos. He's not like a phenomenal player. Like his aim is garbage. You can tell he plays with acceleration on, but he's really funny, and the people he plays with are really funny. So that's like entertaining. I just don't understand. Sometimes you'll just get some like boring person who just isn't that good. They're not that, but they have a bunch, whatever. I don't care. Through Spathy, and yeah, I saw you were very serious about mice and stuff. I really liked all your gameplay analysis. Okay, cool, good. That's good to hear because I do try to make, you know, I do try to make different content from him, because I don't want to just be another. I don't want to just be another channel that just does, hey, look at this Walker Assault gameplay where I got 100 kills. Cool. You know? Like, every single day that I log on and I play Battlefront, if I want to go into a Walker Assault match and get 100 kills, I can do that. It might take me a couple matches, but I'll do it. But, I mean, it's just not that special. Also, it's funny. I made the forward combat rolling video, like the how-to video on that, and I was like, okay, good, I finally have this out on YouTube, so now everyone can know how to combat roll. And then I looked at Spathy's channel, and then he already has the video, the same video out, so I feel bad. Like, I copied him, but I didn't know it. I didn't know that he had made that. I still think that my video is more informative than his, though, because I have that bit in my video where I'm rolling and Patero Tactical is using Escape Artist, and he's just sprinting. And I think that's really insightful to see. I'd really like some more gameplay analysis. Really helps people. Okay, yeah, I mean, I just gotta, somebody in this chat during the live stream today asked if I would critique his gameplay if he left a comment. I encourage you guys, please leave comments with videos for me to critique. The only things I ask is, 1, tell me if you're on console or PC. I will be able to figure it out, honestly, because either your aim or like on console they do the quick tap to get aim assist to lock on, and also chat. You can see by chat. But number 2, don't give me like a 25-minute Walker Assault gameplay to critique. I like to keep, like, every minute of gameplay that I critique is probably about 3 to 4 minutes of me talking. So, yeah. But they are really easy for me to do, because for me, I always try to give my first impression. You know, I don't watch the video and then think about it and then watch it again and then give you my critique. I give you my very first critique of it. That way it's all my gut reaction to how you're playing. So they're very easy for me to do. They only take me, you know, half an hour to make and then 15 minutes to upload. It's seriously only 45 minutes worth of work for me. That's nothing. I would do those all day. And then, like, I guess it is nice too if it's like, you know, I will like favorite, like, if you've already submitted a gameplay critique, like, you can submit more, but I'm going to favorite new people before you, just because I want to give everyone an opportunity, you know, just want to be fair. I subscribe because you and Spathy. I subscribe to you because Spathy, and because you are really good. I learned too much with you. Cool. A year ago, I was searching for ways to improve my aim and found your video, Lesson 5, Art of the Crouching Tiger. And then I saw your content about Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, Greg, that is my most viewed video. That's from back like 2013, maybe 2012. That's back from Combat Arms, like that crouch spamming thing in Combat Arms. I was like the second person to do it. There was a lot of the Brazilians in the game started doing it, and there was one Brazilian guy who started it all. I forget his name, but I fucking hated him. He hated me. And we were in rival clans. I was in a clan called Snow Brigade, and he was in a clan called Pro Extinction. And there was a lot of rivalry between our 2 clans. So I created that video, and it has since exploded. And some of the comments on it are so racist. It's so bad. but it's my most viewed video. I think it also has a lot of dislikes because a lot of people view crouch spamming as like a really annoying strategy. But I don't know. I I I should have monetized that video. I probably would have made a few bucks. That's the other thing. I don't monetize any of my videos. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I don't have ads on any of my videos. There's like the side ads, you know, to the right of the video, but I can't control that. Like the on video ads, I always get rid of those because, like, honestly, if I were to monetize all my videos, I probably would have made. I don't know. This is just a guess. I honestly don't know because it's based on clicks and not like smart people don't click on ads. So, I probably only would have made like between $10 and $50. So it's really nothing. So I'd rather just not monetize my videos. But if like someday, if I get a video that's about to get like 100,000 views, I'm gonna monetize that because I'll take that money. Can anyone check my channel? No. No. I might send you one at one point. Just waiting for my most average game I'll upload. Yeah, like don't worry about it. Like even if it's a good game, you know, like in all honesty, you can upload a game where you go like 45-0, and I'll still have something to say about it. Like in a game where you technically go flawless, like I can go critique one of my games where I go flawless, and I can critique my own gameplay, and I'll say like I should have done this and I should have done that. And I'm still waiting. Someday I'm going to do, and I feel like this would get a lot of views. I'm going to do a critique of my own gameplay, and I'm going to do a critique of one of Spathy's gameplays. and it's funny because during Spathy's gameplay, it's probably going to be me. It's probably not going to be very long because I'm not going to have a lot to say. I'll probably just be like, oh, I would have combat rolled this direction instead of that direction, but it worked out for you. You know, you got the kill. Like, honestly, Spathy's gameplay is just so complementary to how... Like, honestly, the way he plays Battlefront is the way Battlefront is supposed to be played. Spathy plays defensively, not overly defensively, but he plays defensively, which is how third-person shooters are supposed to be played, which is very evident from... I don't know if you guys know, but he used to play a game called Loadout, which was a third-person shooter. That, funny enough, had combat roll as well. Like, combat roll and sniping was a big part of Loadout. So I don't know if he has any of the gameplay. You guys should bug him. Ask Spathy, because I know it's uploaded. It's unlisted. He showed me the video before of him playing Loadout. You should tell him to make it public if it's not already public. Because that was honestly, that was an entertaining video for me to watch. Like, I honestly don't watch a lot of Spathy's gameplays, just because, why would I? Because I know exactly what to expect. But, like, certain videos of his, like his Star Wars Republic Commando gameplay, I'll watch that because Republic Commando is a really cool game. And then, like, Loadout, you know, I wanted to understand what game he was coming from before Star Wars Battlefront. So that was cool to see. Would he also critique a clip of a bad player like me? I'll critique anything. Just expect me to be a little bit harsh. Like, there was one of the gameplay critiques that a guy sent in. He was like a low 1-point KD player on a console. And, like, he made a lot of mistakes. And I don't know. I probably could have been nicer in the critique, but I probably could have also been meaner. But yeah, go ahead. I don't care. Just be ready to hear a lot of things that you're doing wrong. That's all. Hey, Flanges. After watching your and Spathy's videos, my KD went from 1.4 to 2.06, and it's still going up. Awesome, Stetson. Yeah, I mean that's what we're here for. I mean, doesn't you guys, I don't think I've said this to you guys before, but when I played Combat Arms, my first account, I had about a 1-point KD. And I got better and better, and I got about a 1.7 KD at the end of that. So, you know, like 1.7, that's not bad. I was a pretty good player. And, like, the thing is, Combat Arms, there wasn't health regeneration, so KDs and average were lower. Like, the highest KD you would see in Combat Arms was, like, a 4-point versus, like, myself and Spathy in Battlefront, we both have over a 6-point. So I had a 1.7, so I was a good player. And then the account got banned. Not my fault. It was Nexon as a terrible company, and they banned me for literally no reason. And I took a break, and during that like 2 months or so break, I watched a YouTuber called Backstar. If you guys look up Backstar at Combat Arms, he has a ton of videos, and he has like 30,000 subscribers. He's like the Tesco equivalent of Combat Arms, where he's a good player. He's not the best, but he also doesn't proclaim to be the best. I don't know too much about Tesco, but I hear he's kind of cocky, so I don't know. I could be wrong though. But Backstar, I watched a lot of, and just watching his gameplay made me want to make another account on Combat Arms and try it out. And like literally, the day that I went back into Combat Arms after watching a better player like Backstar play, I went in and I immediately had a 3-point KD. Like the day I came back. This was after like a 2-month break. And I only improved from there. I ended up having like a 3.6, I think, in Combat Arms by the end of it. And yeah, but just I totally understand what you're saying, Stetson. Like watching good players play is one of the best ways to understand how you should play. That's just how it is. Which level are you? I am level 90. It's whatever the highest level is. I don't know. The levels don't mean jack shit anymore. they increase the level cap, but then you know, like within 5 days everyone's at the level cap again. So what they really need to do is they just need to make a infinite and like non-linear scale. So basically, I mean like it's a non-linear scale now, right? So like, you know, to go from like level 1 to level 2, you only need like 1,000 experience. But to go from level 89 to level 90, you need like, you know, I don't know what it is, 100,000? That's just a guess. So as long as they continue that nonlinear trend, they should do that and just make the level cap infinite. So that, you know, if there's somebody out there who has, you know, 1,000 hours played, then they're going to be level, you know, 180. That's fine. I don't know. I don't see why they can't do that. I don't know. I think it's kind of a console thing, you know, they want like that was the thing, like when I play Combat Arms, the rank of second lieutenant, which is a gold bar, which second lieutenant, that was kind of the rank where everyone below that was kind of noobish and everyone that and above was kind of considered like, oh, okay, you have been playing the game for a while. It takes about a year of solid playing to get to second lieutenant in Combat Arms. Like most people probably had between like 50, like probably between like 40 to 60,000 kills to get the second lieutenant. Whereas in Star Wars Battlefront, like probably majority of the player base has below 10,000 kills. That's just how it is. And like you can reach level, you know, you can reach like rank 90 and only have maybe 20 or 30,000 kills, be at the top level in the game. That's a very console thing to do. Like it's just a very casual game. Like that's how Battlefront is. It's a Star Wars game. It's casual. It's not Counter-Strike. They want it to be casual, so they want it so, you know, a month of playing and you can get the best blaster in the game. And there's a lot of games out there like, you know, like on console release cycle, you know, if you're not a hardcore gamer, you're just a gamer, you know, you're gonna play a game for 2 to 3 weeks, and then you're gonna, you know, play the next game that comes out and then the next game. And so you want to be able to get decently far within those 2 to 3 weeks. Hi Stetson, can you check my channel? We are waiting the epic 1v1 you versus Spathy. That's already been done. Spathy can beat me in a one-on-one. I think my aim is superior to his. Like, watching his most recent videos, on a good day for both of us, I think I can out-aim Spathy. But the problem is he plays more defensively than I do. I play too aggressively, which leads to too many mistakes in one-on-one combat. We've played one-on-ones before, and like out of the 5 one-on-ones that we've done, I think I've only beaten him at 1. Like, I went like 3-1 and then he had to go. But like every other time it was like 9-2, 12-4. Like he's beating me by quite a big margin. That's just how it is. Like one-on-one combat is not a big part. If you play Star Wars Battlefront right, one-on-one combat should not be how you're executing all of your kills. Every single fight that you go into in any video game, you should not. If it's a one-on-one fight, the advantage should be towards you. Whether it's you have a better blaster, you get the first shot off, or they have low health, you know. If you're in a one-on-one fight, like in a public game or in a pug, you should have an advantage. Flawless means nothing. Yep, love your videos. Thank you, A2. I got my first hate message for crouch spamming and hoop shooting. I like your content. I learn a lot. Thank you. Oh, Greg, so are you... Oh, so you're actually a Combat Arms player, I guess? I don't know, unless you're saying that you crouch spam in Star Wars Battlefront, which I don't know how I know when I played the beta for Star Wars Battlefront, I'm still like keyboard and mouse for I'm so used to crouch spamming combat arms where I would just repeatedly when I strafe, using these two fingers to strafe, I would I would repeatedly hit my pinky on the control button to crouch just because that's what I was used to doing. Tesco is cocky AF. Tesco quits when he is playing bad. Yeah, see, that's the difference. Like I get comments on my YouTube videos saying, you should 1v1 Tesco," and like, yeah, I'll 1v1 Tesco. The difference is, we competitive players, we're always up for a challenge. All of us, Meh, Motu, we're all up for a challenge. The difference is between like Tesco and clans like AOD and RGF is that they're casual clans. They're pub stomp clans. They don't want to face a challenge. They feel good when they get 80 kills and 10 deaths. That's like amazing for them. Whereas for like us, that same feeling is only achieved if we go and we stomp the shit out of a cargo tournament match. We want a challenge. I always get like a mid-air pulse shot while I'm in the air myself, and then think, okay, now I'll record, but then I get killed 10 times in 1 minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really comes down to how you play. Like aim isn't everything. Aim helps a lot. Like having really good aim will get you above a 1 point KD, but it won't make you a great player. Did you know that SSP is my pops? What? Eric Areola. It's a funny last name, dude. Tesco thinks he is one of the better players, but that he's not the best. Yeah, I would agree with that. Tesco is definitely like watching his gameplay. I've only watched like a couple of his videos, and they were like 2 montages. And the thing is, like his montages are basically things that good players like me, Spathy, SSP, Patero, Dace, Bonearm, Machigany, all of us, we pull that stuff off in every single game, whether it's a pub or a pug. We do those jump shots in the air and stuff all the time. So, I don't know. But I mean, the simple fact, doesn't he have he has like a 4.5 KD or something like that? You don't just get a 4.5 KD by being bad. Something that I do know about Tesco, like again, I don't know that much about him, but something that I do know about him is that the Motu guys have all been asking him to play with us, and he's refused. And then the couple times that we have been in a match with him, like we've been in a public lobby, and we all jump in, he leaves immediately. Like he'll be like I remember we were doing a sabotage. It was really early in the game. He was in first place on his team, like 4-1 and 4-2 or something like that. Like early in the game, he had single-digit kills, and I joined, and Dace joined, and I think Machigany joined. And as soon as he saw the clan tags, he left. So, from my understanding, he does avoid challenges, which kind of sucks. But I don't know. Like I'm not gonna talk trash about Tesco because he hasn't done anything to me. So why the fuck should I like be rude to him? Best clan after Meh. N10 is a really solid cargo clan. Delta's better, though. Delta is probably one of the better clans. Native, they are no longer active, but Native had some of the best players in the game. Native Felvine, I don't know how to say it, and Olqui, they're both 2 great players, both French. Native is a French clan. You guys can watch our BFC drop zone first tournament match. Out of all the tournaments that we've lost, we lost a best of 3 to Araxium Renegades, which Araxium Renegades or RA, they're another really good clan. We lost a best of 3 to them, but Native is the only other people that we've lost a best that we've actually lost one of the matches in a best of 3 to. But the Araxium game, the reason why we lost that is because we didn't have the best lineup. I wasn't there. And then on top of that, yeah, no, that was pretty much it. So I don't know. There's a lot of good clans. Like I don't want to discount any clan. Motu, they know our playstyle really well, but in terms of actual skilled players, I don't think they're at the top. I would say like Native or Araxium is higher in terms of like average player skill. But the Motu guys, they know every single mode very well, and they communicate very well, so that makes them a very good team. Like Motu will probably beat any other American team right now other than Met. Although I think in Cargo E8 might be able to outplay them, but E8 doesn't even play in tournaments. So about KD, it would be about the same for me in Star Wars Battlefront. I get stuck at a 1.5 KD, but I'm only playing at about 2/3 KD games. Yeah, it depends, you know. Like for me too, like I have a 6.2 KD and it's rising every single day. But like mostly because of Bodyguard, and seriously, it's ridiculous with Backed Stim. But um, it's like I have games where I go like 30 kills and 8 deaths. And like to you guys that might sound good, but remember, with like a 6.2 KD, 30 and 8, that's like a 3.5, 3 point, what is it? That's a 3.75 KD. That's like significantly lower than my KD. That's like 2.5 KD lower than what my KD is. So I'll get games like those occasionally, and then other games, you know, you guys will see on my channel, I go like 67-1 in a sabotage, and that's like yesterday I was playing sabotage after having I didn't play in about like 3 or 4 days because of school, and I hopped into sabotage yesterday with Dace and them, and like the first game I didn't do too hot, but after that I had one game where I went 48-0, another game where I went like 44-0, another game where I went 80-2, another game where I went like 55-2, and that's just like typical. And I'm leaving out like the games where I went like 50-8, like things that are close to my KD. I don't even consider those good games. Like honestly, if I have over 5 deaths in a game, I'm usually unhappy, unless I have like over 100 kills. Because the way it's becoming now is every single one of my deaths is unavoidable. Like it's getting to that point now where it's like the death isn't like, oh, what could I have done there? It's more like, well, fuck, a briar pistol got me across the map because this guy has been singling me out because I've killed him 10 times. Tesco once glitched Darth Vader in Death Star map, and the screen started flashing and the pixels were all broken. That's why I don't like him. So, I don't know. Are you like implying that he was cheating? I don't think Tesco cheats. I don't know. Honestly, there's ways to hide your cheats, though, because I do know this one guy who uploaded videos to YouTube who wall hacks, and you can't see in the video, you can't see him wall hacking, and he would actually run scan pulse to make it look so then he would like see an enemy behind a corner because of his wall hacks, but then he would activate scan pulse so that the people watching the YouTube video can also see the enemy behind the corner. Like he was trying to cover it up like that. So, but I don't, as far as I know, I don't think he cheats. His videos are good because of editing. Yeah, like that's the thing too, you guys. I only use Windows Movie Maker for my edits. I don't want to learn a new program, and I don't want to spend like all my time editing, quite frankly. Oh, am I getting a phone call? Oh, okay, I'm getting a phone call, so one moment. I'm going to be AFK. Well, maybe. Hey, Lauren. Hey, I'm at home right now. I'm currently live streaming to YouTube. No, you don't have to apologize. I just, yeah, what's up? Yes, that'd be awesome. Yep, go ahead. Okay. All right, see you, hon. Bye. Okay. That was my girlfriend who's going to be, she has work in an hour, so she's coming over to my house to hang out for a little bit. So that means my live stream is probably going to end in a little bit because I don't want to like live stream when my girlfriend's here and just be like, hey, yeah, just sit in the back. I'll be talking to the camera for the next few hours. N10 TTG. Oh my god, I always forget about TTG. Okay, one of my problems I have with TTG is every single time that I've played TTG, and I know you guys are out there watching this video right now, but you guys play way too defensively to the point where, like, the very first time and second time that we played Cargo against you guys, it's like I remember the first time we played Cargo, it was Rebel Base, and we had control of the mid because we're a top fragging team, so we're going to control mid on Rebel Base. And so we were pushed up against your spawn where your Cargo is, and you guys were literally all just sitting in there. And like, it's the beginning of the match, so it's tied 5-5. So I don't really know what you guys were accomplishing, but the thing was, it was frustrating because we couldn't push in because you guys were just all corner camp with shotguns, and it's like, okay, You have a solid defense, congratulations, but you're accomplishing nothing. And so what ended up happening is like we capped like 1 or 2 cargoes, and then we just literally sat for the rest of the match. We just sat there for 15 minutes because, there was no outward push towards our cargo. So like playing like that, I don't know. It wasn't as fun as what it could be. And honestly, you guys would have been better off if you had pushed the cargo more. But and like the same thing, playing with Chianek or whatever, and playing with you guys in some public games. There's a lot of times where you guys are just overly defensive, and like me as an offensive player, that's really frustrating because like I'm trying to figure out how to counter your defense, and when it's just a stubborn defense just because we can, it's like it's harder for me to counter, and it makes me basically not want to push in. But then alternatively, because there is no offense from your team, that makes it so it's like we're gonna win. We cap 1 cargo, and then we're gonna have to sit here for 15 minutes, and then we're gonna win. Like it's not really much of a competition. So that was one. That was one thing. So I do think that like take no offense to this, but I do think that like N10 and Delta, for example, and E8 especially. E8 is phenomenal. I think that you should play in tournaments. They understand the flow of cargo much better than TTG does. I think you guys are just a little bit too defensive. But I still think you guys. Something I really admire about you guys is like there aren't that many European players, but you guys still find ways to play with each other. Like I get invites from Chianek all the time to do pugs, and then like the fact that he arranged the 2v2 drop zone tourney and like the cargo tourney and stuff. Like I love that you guys are so like TTG. I'm sorry, I can't believe I forgot about you guys, but you guys are one of the most active competitive clans out there. It's just that there's not a lot of you, and you're Polish, so it's like there's not a whole lot of Europeans to play with either. And like N10, they're pretty much all dicks from what I've seen. So yeah. Okay, I probably have a whole bunch of questions. Okay. Yeah, N10, they're good. Is Duco annoying to play against? Yeah. Motu, they were kind of asking me, they were like, Phalanges, we have this droid run tournament against this team called Meh on Sunday. What would you recommend we try for strategies? And I said, you got to do a lot of unconventional things because Meh, we're a top killing team, we're a top fragging team, so we're always going to out-frag Motu, always. So what they need to do is they need to do more unconventional tactics, things like rushing with personal shields and using a lot of explosives and using things like shotguns, one-hit kill weapons. That's something like Duco. He ends up, when we play pugs, he ends up getting like the most deaths on his team, but also the most kills. And honestly, probably the most objective kills. And he's probably the out of all the people in Motu, I don't want to say probably, he is the one who kills me the most. And that's just because he lures people into one-on-one close quarters combat and then one-hit kill shotgun. It may take him 3 shots with a shotgun, but he's combat rolling the entire time, and it's a one-hit kill when he finally does land a hit. So Duco's a fantastic player. I'm so glad that we have people like him because otherwise the game would get very stale if everyone is EE3 bodyguard. Do you know who Mad Moms is? It's Striker. He's my mom. What the fuck, Eric? Oh, it hurt my gameplay. Oh, I see what you're saying, Vader. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that Tesco. Yeah. Honestly, I glitched once. It was on Gauss and Badlands because there's like an area that you can like jetpack into a wall. And I did that once with a couple Motu guys, and we're just like, oh, look at where we are. And then we're done. That wasn't during a match or anything. It was a private match, and it started out because we were like running around Gauss and Badlands, like calling out names, because we have like names for every single spot on every map. So, yeah, Duco is crazy with the CA87. Yeah, I know he is. I love playing with Duco. Out of all of the Motu people that play, if we're doing drop zone, my top 3 picks, and it changes based on how I'm feeling that day, but it's Machigany, Dace, and Duco. If it's Dune Sea Exchange, Duco all the way. Or if I don't have a pod capper on my team, sometimes Manchigany. And then for games where you have to be more defensive, I pick Dace, because he's probably the strongest defensive player out of the three. Okay, well, this was a lot of fun. I gotta get going, though, because my girlfriend's gonna be here in a little bit, and this stream is going on quite a while. So, wow, 21 upvotes for this. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have more questions, leave them down in the comments below. I will do a real video saying, hey, when I have 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a Q&A video, so please leave comments with questions. I will be doing one of those. This isn't like the official announcement for it, but that will be coming. So if you have questions, like A2 Muzz and Vader, post those questions in the comments. I'll be reading the comments on this video when I do my 500 subscriber special video, okay? So, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I guess I didn't really do too much. Oops. I don't really didn't do too much with my mouse here, but I'll just show you guys. So before it was 23 grams, and now it is 16, 17. So a 6 gram reduction. Okay. Just to show you guys that, because why the hell not? Alright, well, thank you guys very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next. Put your questions in the comments down below, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.